Welcome back to the Hobby Shop Podcast, the podcast for the people. I am Big Ken. He is Zip. Zip, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. We're officially an international podcast now, aren't we?
We are. We're breaking barriers,
Yeah.
crossing borders. The road trip edition.
That's awesome.
So
we have some Canadian listeners though, for sure, right?
Of course we do. We even have listeners in Australia and New Zealand. We got them all over.
Since you're in Canada, how about shout out to the Blue Jays? They are in the ALCS. Are they playing right now? Actually,
they played last night, and I know they lost pretty good because I went. Yesterday was the Canadian Thanksgiving, and of course we pulled into Thunder Bay last night. Checked into our hotel and tried to go to a restaurant and realized that they were all closed. And shout out to Boston Pizza, who was open. That we went there to eat dinner last night, and I knew the Bills were on. They were the first game on last night, and I'm like, oh, not only we're going to get to eat, but we're going to get to watch football. And of course, 35 TV screens where all the Blue Jays getting beat up like 10-2 or whatever.
I just looked it up. They're down 2-0 in the series. Game 1 was 3-1 Mariners. Game 2 was 10-3 Mariners. So shout out the Blue Jays. You're in Canada.
Yeah.
You're in Ontario too, right? Or were you?
Yes, I am in Ontario. I'm in Cochrane, Ontario, and I know you know this, so don't answer it. We'll throw it out to the listeners. But Cochrane, Ontario, not because Big Ken is there, but what is this famous for? What is this place here, Cochrane, Ontario? What are they well known for?
Comment below.
We're going to count down 3, 2, 1. Tim Horton was born here. And it's not only coffee, Tim Hortons, but he was a famous hockey player, a legend in the game. So we're gonna. There is a polar bear enclosure, which we saw a statue on the way in. I'm sure there's got to be a Tim Hortons statue that I'm gonna have to find on the way out in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Or you get a T-shirt with a polar bear eating a Tim Hortons or something. That'd be the best.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is there's also a Corcoran, Alberta, right? So we pulled in. I'm going through my phone and I'm like sports card shops in Corcoran, Ontario, and it's like, yeah, there's 3 of them. I'm like, how could there be 3 of them? This town's only 1.5 miles long. but it was actually picking up Cochrane, Alberta, and not Ontario.
Is there one where you are though, or no?
There is not. There is not. There's a Canadian Tire next to the hotel, and you would think they just sell tires, but it's like a Walmart.
Oh, okay. I was like, what is that? Yeah, I was like, okay.
But unfortunately, they closed at 7:00.
Nice. Well, everyone's
the whole town shuts down at 7:00. So maybe I'll have time to run in there in the morning and see if there's any cards in there, any wax.
Maybe, but yeah. All right. So Ken's in Canada. Yeah. I am still in Connecticut, and we got a fun show planned. A little impromptu live. So.
Yeah, and if we stutter, I'm sorry. It's my hotel Wi-Fi, but it looks like it's pretty strong. So we're moving forward with this episode.
Yes. Yep. So the first topic is I sold a card that I was excited about the sale and got some flack in one of our little hobby group chats because how about you word it?
Well, people felt that it wasn't properly listed for sale on eBay, and I'm going to let you just.
I'll share the screen and let me see.
You know, it's interesting when something sells for more than people think it should. Like immediately they want to look for fault, like you've done something wrong, or you didn't. May not have listed it correctly, or
Yeah. So there's the listing.
Do you see it? Oh, there it is.
Okay. Yep. It is. So the card is an insert from 2021 Topps. The entire set is called Through the Years, and basically it has iconic cards literally through the years of sports cards. And a lot of them are autographs. There's an Ohtani patch auto. There's I think there's like a Hank Aaron. There's a bunch of them. There's a Pujols. There's Trout. There's all sorts of stuff. I think the Trout is actually like his first Bowman auto. Okay, so all right. So my card did 610. It was also right around the time, I believe, when Aaron Judge hit a grand slam in the ALDS to go win that game. It was like perfect timing. And this card has sales anywhere from 200 to 500. It has big sales. This was a really good sale for it though. And some people felt like it should have been listed that it was not a real autograph. In fact, it's just an insert, but there's a lot of sets Platinum Anniversary Baseball. Every single card, the card design is literally just has their scribble at the bottom, it's a facsimile autograph there. So I was like, yeah, it sold for a lot. However, it wasn't listed incorrectly. If you look at the title there, it's literally, the title is just Aaron Judge 2021 Topps, TTY-25, which is the card number, through the years PSA 10. That's it. That's how it was listed. Nothing less, nothing more. And I didn't feel that it was that controversial. And also, if anyone thought this was a rookie patch autograph, you should be ashamed of yourself, because the slab is clearly listed at the year 2021, and Aaron Judge was a 2017 rookie. So, if you miss that up, shame on you. Honestly, I don't feel bad for you on that point.
So as I look at this card, I mean, it looks like there's a patch and it looks like there's an auto on the card. I know it's a PSA 10. It's encased. But the card actually is just a copy of the auto. Is that what you're saying? It's just a facsimile of the auto. And is there an actual patch in there, or is it just a picture of a patch too?
It's literally just a card. That is a picture of the card on the card. So you see the outline of the card where it says it has all the SKUs of different Topps listings in the back like Heritage, Allen and Ginter.
Yep.
You see all that text running in the back.
Yeah,
it's literally just the border of the card. And the card, the Inception rookie patch autograph that's on there is just, it's paying homage to that.
So
card.
that's just a 35-point card insert.
Yep.
Okay. All
that's
right.
It.
I get it.
It's a paper card too. It's paper.
Yep.
And that's that.
Mm-hmm. And there were some, because when this came up, there were some other ones. I mean, there were other sales in the $400 range, correct?
Yeah. And to me, though, it was so this did 610 during the playoffs when he hit a home run. Okay. We know the hobby. We know the market right now. Mm-hmm. That doesn't crack the top 1,000 of crazy sales going on in the past week. I'm sorry. It really doesn't. I really do enjoy the Football Card podcast Stacking Slabs puts out with Pat Nicholson. His card, he bought a one-of-one, I think it was one of the Prisms, Black Finite of Jay Cutler, and it did $12,000. And that got into the New York Times. I think that's more crazy than this going for $600. And shout out to him. He's a collector. He enjoys the card. Again, really like that podcast. But if you put it in the grand scheme of things in the hobby, it's did someone overpay for it? Probably. But did they do it? Did I grade that card when we were back at that, when we hosted the trade night at EC3Con? I bought that card and a bunch of other Aaron Judges and Ohtani's to grade to be available now. And I told you about that. I was I'm buying these guys for the playoffs. By the time it comes back, and just the stars aligned. I couldn't have planned, I couldn't have had that auction run any better. I really think that's what made that happen.
Yeah. And you know what? A collector is a collector. And I look at something like this, and I mean, I've made bids on cards before just saying, look, I don't care what I get it for. I just want that card, regardless of other people thinking that it's worthless or just an insert or just this or just that. There's cards that I'll throw a high bid on, right? And I'll just say, I'm just doing that because I want the card. I generally don't have to pay a lot of money for it, but I want to make sure I win the card. And you have no idea if that could have been the case here too, right? Somebody sees this and says, I want this card for my collection.
Yeah, and one more thing on this, because we don't need to spend too much time on this, honestly, is PC Sports Cards was the consigner. They are way more like, who am I to say anything about their listing? If like nothing was incorrect from how I looked at it, like what, there's nothing alluding to being an autograph and like the title or anything. I just, what am I gonna say? Like, hey, can you put in like in all caps, not a real auto? Like that just that's almost like, even if you should know it's not, but that's almost just like off-putting to like even put it. I don't know.
Yeah,
just like
I mean, looking at that card, it looks like it looks like a patch and it looks like an auto, So, and I had to ask you what that was too, right? So
yeah.
And does it say, what does it say on the back? Does it say anything referring to an auto?
Do you see the back? Am I zooming in?
Yeah, you can just read it. I won't be able to see it.
It's still, because it's the picture of that card. It says that it's like Aaron Judge talking about his, what do you call it? No product celebrates exciting young baseball talent more enthusiastically than Topps Inception, which features a checklist packed with rookie cards and young superstars. Autographed jumbo patch cards put a focus on memorabilia. The 2020 edition included autographs, laundry tag, book cards, and autographed hat patch cards. And then what does it say? Oh, I can't zoom into that. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Wow, here we go. The front of the card, this makes me feel great, Ken, because I never even looked at this.
Yep.
The front of this card is a reproduction of a historic Topps baseball card. It does not contain an original autograph and or relic. Any autograph and or relic depicted is a reprinted copy of the original signature and or relic material.
And here's the listing with the back of the card right there. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did it not have that the whole time when I was reading that? Did it not zoom in?
Well, no, I'm saying this is a copy of the listing, so anybody who's bidding on it could read the back of the card.
It's clearly stated on the back of the card, so
you're welcome.
No. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing this because that's enough of that.
That's good.
That's put to bed. Okay. So basically,
so congrats on the sale.
Thanks.
I'm sure that was a huge come up on that card when you bought it at Mohegan.
Yeah, I expected a 10. I expected a 10 to do like $300. That's kind of where the average of all of them was. So that's and I just think it was timing. But with all that being said, like if you're buying cards, do your due diligence.
Yeah. Read the back, and I'm sometimes guilty of that too. I'll see something, I'll be like, oh, this card looks great. And I'll buy the card, and then I'll be like, go back, I'll start thinking, I'm like, oh, I should have read the listing to see it.
Well, I have a funny story about that. Shout out to Zwiddlebug Cards, Rich. There's a card listed over here, like 10 minutes from me, so it was like an hour drive for him. He's like, hey, would you go pick up that card? And he sent me the Facebook listing, like to go buy it for him. And I sent it to him, and I was like, did you look at this? He's like, what do you mean? The back of the corner was just gnawed up, like just chewed up. And I was like, so you should go cancel that. And he was like, copy that. So yeah, it's just we're all guilty of it. You gotta gotta look at the cards.
On the other hand, the person selling it's like, come on, man. I did all the due diligence of putting all that information out there, and you still didn't look at it.
Yeah. So there we are. Aaron Judge put to bed.
Yeah. And now you can't even compare sales because they're out now. Right?
Yeah. One tried to sell on PSA. Someone tried to start it at $450. It didn't sell. Wonder why? It just got bounced from the playoffs. Like, it's again timing. It's so much of it's timing. All right, but let's move on from this, Judge, because we're over with this.
Yeah. All right, so we're in October, right? I mean, we're only a few months to the end of the year here. The market has been super strong.
Yep.
We had last episode, shout out to Chris from Card Ladder coming on and talking about the market. The market's been super strong. What do we expect going into the end of the year right now? In years past, we know from Thanksgiving to Christmas that the market sales are usually really good, right? Shows are usually really super busy.
I thought they slow down and then they pick up in January.
No, they'll pick straight from Thanksgiving. You'll see the shows like the end of November and the December shows are always really busy. But it's hard to compare that this year because I think every show probably up until these last couple of weeks, right? I think every show has been super busy.
Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. Hear me out.
Okay.
We're trying to measure shows, or like what you just said, you're trying to measure shows off of market health. Yet all the data that we really base it off of, what is it based off of? Online sales. It's all online sales.
Yep.
Right? So what, like, I don't want to say, because that's like, there's pros and cons to what I'm about to say. It's like, why are we going to
thank God for online sales?
Why are we going to base it off of shows, right? Like,
why? Those are the comps, right? Thank God for online sales.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because the online auction sales and all those sales make the shows happen in a way, like you said, because you have the comps for most of the people.
Yep.
So it's, but clearly attendance does matter. I don't want to say it doesn't, but like the driving force, if you're going to go like data and market health, it all comes from these online sales, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I don't know.
But a lot of those cards, I think, and I think a lot of these online sales cards come from a lot of these shows. I mean, these cards have to come from somewhere. These cards that these people are posting online come from somewhere, and you are a prime example of that. You go to a show, right? You don't go to many. But when you do show up at a show, you come back with this huge stack of cards saying, hey, look what I got. I'm going to grade them and I'm going to put them online and I'm going to sell them. Right. So that's what I think that's what a good percentage of people do. And again, they're happy, like you're happy to sell them online because you're getting top dollar for them. You're creating new comps. Right. So sometimes those new higher comps to allow the people at the shows to base their sales on.
Yeah, I would still say though, like, again, for me specifically, like nine times out of 10, I'm buying stuff off, like, not at just person to person deal. Whenever I go to a show, it's because we're doing some piece of content, and I'm like, all right, might as well make it worth my while here. And sometimes it works out great. Don't get me wrong, not doubting. I just think like, at the end of the day, what's important to me is like the cards are going to be online. That's like where it's at for me. Yep. And I wish there could be some way to quantify the shows other than like, I mean, I guess you could start doing attendance. Like if dealers could start submitting attendance of their shows to somewhere. I mean, that wouldn't really be a card ladder metric, but maybe it could be. It's like, actually that could be really interesting. If Card Ladder was to get in touch with the promoters of like the big shows that have recurrent, or not even the big shows, just like shows that are established and have like at least like twice a year, and
what would that attendance number do? What do you think that what data would they get from that information?
Engagement, interest into the industry. I mean, it wouldn't give you sales or things like that, but like you could at least see like, hey, like attendance was up. Correlation doesn't equal causation, right? But like more people going to a show when the market's up may indicate, or may be another data point to support that, it's not as much of a bubble, more of a bull market, right? Maybe, I don't know. I also think it would just be interesting to track how like certain that could be a good indicator of like certain times of the year of like how things are going up and down. Like you just said, you feel like the shows after Thanksgiving through the New Year do really well. It'd be a cool way to quantify that to see if that's the case or not.
Yeah, yeah. And I do know. I mean, I think what we generally see, and I don't really follow, and I don't want to talk about the online numbers because I really don't follow I do more buying on eBay than really watching the numbers. But we generally see in the hobby, right, January, February to be a lull. You know, just like a downward turn for the market before it comes back up again at some point. Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's longer. I don't know if people are buying the dips on cards online where there's maybe more sales online where the prices are down, because I know people just get to a point when the season is over, like when football comes to an end, people are like, all right, I just got to get rid of all my football. Like they don't say to themselves, like similar to I do, is say, okay, well, I've missed the window to sell it. I'm just going to put it away and then I'll pull it out, in a few months. Where other people are like, you know what, I'm just going to get rid of this. I'm going to reinvest the money in basketball or baseball or whatever they feel is the next hot thing and just keep moving forward and not think about it. And it's probably, you and I have talked about this, it's probably the better thing to do, because by the time you sit on a card and wait all these months to take it back out again, I probably could have doubled or tripled.
Bought and sold that card 5 times.
Yeah. So I mean, I may think a little differently this year. So I've been down, like a downward turn, right? I've been busy doing things. I've missed some shows. I'm still sitting on football now. So my next couple of shows is going to be, hopefully I'm going to be able to move my football.
And it's interesting that you said like that's your kind of take on the market, because honestly, I had a totally different perspective. I always feel like once the holiday season comes around, people's wallets tighten up and they're not going out to the shows. And then once you have the new year come around, all hell breaks loose. They're back out on the show circuit going. And then like for me, I always think of like, the last week of summer before.
I could tell you're a young parent.
What? Why?
Because people spend all their money in November, December, just like buying everything, buy. And then January comes, they're like, oh my God, look at this credit card bill.
Yeah.
We got to tighten the belt up.
No. See, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying extra income is used during the holiday, and then they have that extra income back and they're spending again in January. And honestly, I always like for buying for football, one of the biggest sales weekends of football all year is wild card weekend. Like every year, that is like a huge selling weekend for people, because usually it's some good quarterbacks are going to be playing that weekend. And that's a big part of it.
Got to get rid of them before they get sent home.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I don't know. I had a different take on that, but I think in each his own experience, you could say it could be true. It's just whoever's perspective it is. It could be true for their own lived experiences.
Thoughts, and I don't know really how much you can answer this, but thoughts on the actual prices of cards, not the market and how busy it is, but where the prices are on cards too. Because I've been talking to a number of people who've been going to shows saying, look, I'm selling stuff. And I'm buying stuff, but I seem like it's almost the similar prices of the buying and selling of the cards, that nothing is really going up and really coming down.
This is one instance I could say, when we were in, I want to say it was like March or April, I tried to buy a Messi PSA 10 rookie card. Do you remember that?
I do.
And I got outbid, and I was higher than the previous sale, which was like 3,500, and I put a 3,700 bid on. And I just want to see where that card is at now. So yeah, that card's at 15,000.
That $3,000 card is now at 15,000.
Oh. Did 21,000 before 15,000.
Oh. What did it sell when you were bidding on it?
4,200. I got outbid. Yeah.
Right. And is that because World Cup is coming? World
No,
Cup, World
see,
Cup's coming to Canada too, because
I don't really think that it's World Cup hype on that. I think what you're seeing is in this market, I think people are coming to terms with, okay, here are the greatest people here are the greatest athletes. Doesn't really matter sports, because you're seeing Messi, Ronaldo, Kobe, MJ markets just boom. And I think it's because people are just like, it seems like there's this consensus that like this is the cream of the crop stuff. Let's not mess around anymore, and this is where all the money's going to be going.
Yeah.
So it's almost just like you have more people going after the top tier guys, is what it feels like. Because Messi's Mega Cracks, his like number one rookie card, around the time when I was trying to buy that one, it was like $500,000, and then there was a $1.5 million sale on it, and then it went back to like $950,000 or something like that, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, look how much money that guy lost!" And it's like, how about the fact that it was $500,000 earlier this year, and it just sold for $1.5 million, and then like
the two guys before him,
right?
dancing.
Like, I mean, I don't know. I just think in terms of card prices, I think when it's coming to, and Curry's market as well, also blowing up. I just think when it comes to the top tier guys, they're getting a premium right now, but in the same respect, like, is that crazy?
Yeah.
Is that
I'll
crazy?
tell you what, World Cup here in Canada, every McDonald's has got these huge signs out in front about World Cup tickets, winning tickets to World Cup, and more than I've seen at all where we are, any advertising at all.
So like the World Cup's going to be a big deal here, and I'm really excited for it. And I love soccer, as you know. It's just like I don't know if the kumbaya moment, that the craziness that everyone is expecting to have, is going to happen. I think there's possibility there, and I don't want people to get burnt on stuff.
What would it take? What would it take that World Cup to really turn a soccer market around, to keep it going after the World Cup? What would it take? Is there anything that could happen that would keep that market going strong here? I know it's one of the strongest markets, worldwide, but strong to keep that market strong.
I mean, with soccer though, like I do enjoy it, and I think it's undervalued, underrated, all that. But like it's different from the sport popularity and the card, like, I guess, popularity, because like baseball, America's pastime, has had cards forever, and like for soccer, there were like they were like cigarette packs. Like it's just not the same, and it was also not American, and like with the American card market driving so much, if you're asking what it does to get to America, I don't know. I really don't know. And I don't know if I really have no idea, because I feel like what's going to drive the soccer card market like continuously is not going to be a 4-year event, which World Cup Prism is one of my favorite. I think I've said that like on this podcast. World Cup Prism is like the coolest set of all sets, in my opinion. I love it, but I don't think having a set that comes out every 4 years is something to keep. Like, think about how many releases we get for football, basketball, and baseball.
I know.
I mean, World Cup Prism super special.
And it's on during its season. It's on TV 6 nights a week or 5 nights a week. Yeah. Right. And we've got fantasy football. We've got we're so into it. I mean, how could we not, and it's interesting. I know the other fantasy markets like baseball and basketball aren't as strong as football. Football is the strongest fantasy market out there.
So I guess, long story short, I think what it would take is for the MLS, which this is like long shot and ridiculous for me to say. This is what the MLS would have to be: a league that's actually competitive with international leagues.
Yeah.
Okay, because like if you put, This is an ignorant statement. This is just an ignorant educated guess. Oh my god. If you put like the top MLS team in like the English Premier League, they'd probably get relegated. Right? Like they'd probably get bounced down below. And it's a place where like Messi came here because he got a bag and ownership in an Apple deal, a TV deal. Like, and it expanded his brand. Like he could still be overseas killing it. Like I don't know. The MLS would have to become a legitimate league that gets a real following and gets people excited. Like even the MLS like card releases the past few years, it's driven to get because Messi's in there.
Yeah.
Like that's and I hate to say it because I feel like it's me like being a downer on it, but it's just like okay, here we go. Here's another take on that. Instead of saying like how would it get big in America, would it be like that'd be like homegrown driven. Europe would have to get way bigger about cards to drive that market to where there's enough money in it that all dealers, flippers, like you know how like you always say like every dealer has a Caitlin Clark card and wow, look what she's done to the WNBA. That kind of movement would have to happen where it's like, wow, every single dealer has soccer cards because this market is just so crazy. And the soccer market's been on fire, but like to what it would have to be to where dealers need to have that stuff in their case. That's what it would need to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
My opinion too. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I always thought if they could just produce one team, right? If the U.S. could just produce one team that could go compete in those leagues, that it could, it may be able to, push the market or rise the market or bring the market up. But
right.
Yeah, I think, it's interesting that if we said that the WNBA, like before Caitlin Clark, right? If we said, "Oh, the WNBA is going to become super popular," right? Like first saying, "Oh, like the soccer cards are going to become super popular," right? Just like you said, it would take a movement in that sport, like Caitlin Clark did to the WNBA, and now Paige Beckers and a lot of other things that are happening. It would take that kind of movement in that sport, I think, to bring it to the next level and keep people who don't necessarily or weren't necessarily ever watched soccer or were involved in soccer, but loved a star or wanted to, own a piece of that star, their rookie stuff or whatever, like a lot of what we saw with the Caitlin Clark stuff. So
yeah, and I think a good way to like use an anecdote for that would be like for soccer to get big enough to where you could have like say it's the year 2030 and you have the biggest soccer stars, Topps Chrome, PSA 10, whatever, and you have the biggest new quarterbacks, top PSA 10, whatever, like equivalent cards, and you could trade them with any dealer if they were interchangeable like that. That's the type of equality I'm talking about because like soccer's a legitimate market. Like absolutely, I'm not saying that. It's just like to get it in the same breath as football, basketball, baseball. Like has some ways to go.
Yep.
And I'm talking modern too, because like you look at the older stuff like Messi, Ronaldo, it's there. It's clearly there. Like I'm not saying that.
Yeah. You were just talking about $1.5 million cards, right? So
it's gotta be into the flipper lingo. You got any this prospect, and some of them are soccer, right? Like,
well, I'm sure a lot of people's ears perked up. Say someone bought a card for $500,000 and sold it for $1.5 million.
I
that's $1 million
a card for 42 and sold it for 21. Yeah. So that's not too shabby either.
No, not at all.
Ugh, crazy. I was the underbidder on that. So, whatever.
We would have had 3 episodes if you were the winner.
Oh yeah, and you know what's crazy about that card too? It has a facsimile autograph on it, so we would have been wonderful. Talking about how I should say it's not a real autograph on it. How about this, Ken? Current opportunities that you see in the market. And it doesn't have, it could be like something that you're doing or something that you're buying, like specific type of players, sport, or again, like I said, some sort of business operation thing you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to sound like a broken record right now, but we know that the women's basketball, college basketball is getting started. I see the top 25 teams. I'm looking at players on, and I've been doing that. I've been buying these cards. I've been talking about that. All the top players on all the top teams. Look, they're not all going to hit. They're just not all going to hit. I mean, some of them I'll hope to break even. Some of them I may lose some money on, but the ones that do hit are going to make up. It's like grading at PSA, right? The ones that do gem are going to make up for the ones that don't, right? So somewhere along the line, and right now, I mean, even so, people, they're on certain players, right? But there are other players out there that people don't even know exist or who they are. So those are the ones now that like I'm trying to jump on, and and you look at the colleges too. I mean, I say this a lot of times, like a player that plays for Michigan, right? They are just crazy about their athletes, no matter what sport it is. Notre Dame, crazy about, there's just colleges out there that if you find a star at a certain college, right, you could be like, even if the star doesn't go on somewhere, there's going to be somebody collecting that person, right? There's still going to be value in those cards. So I look a lot at those schools too that are, just are crazy about collecting their own players.
Oh yeah, I couldn't agree more. I do see that as an opportunity as well. Granted, I haven't gone like into it nearly as much as you, but I've done more than tail you, I would say. Like I've gone in a decent bit myself, and I'm hoping it works out because logically it sits there with me. Something I do want to talk about though, as an opportunity, is with the increase in the PSA grading price from 19 to 22, which at first doesn't sound like something crazy. But then you think about all those PSA 9s where you're like, well, at least I'll make $5 on it, right? Because it's 19 to grade. Well, those get diminished quick, right? Like, and what I think the opportunity now in terms of grading is going to be the people who have the ability to really look over and assess cards. Because each card you're sending out, like at least with what I do is, and I send out like bulk slabs that a lot of times 10s are like $50, $40. You can't miss on those. You really can't miss on those anymore. Because if you do, it's going to be a bad day at the office. And with that being said, I think PSA maybe inadvertently has given Beckett like a hand, like, because effectively they killed SGC. I don't care what anyone says. Like, they killed SGC, right? And now you have Beckett there that's sitting there at $17 a card for bulk, offering better return times. And they even put, do you see the marketing material they put? They're like, we don't think the value of your card should be dependent on what the grading service fee is or something. You saw that?
Yeah, like no upcharging.
It's a straight shot at PSA, which, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a money. It's ridiculous if you think about it. I've just come accustomed to that. Like, that's what it is. If this card is worth this much, they're going to charge me that much, like getting their fair share. But for like a company that's had like a longer standing in the hobby to come out and take that direct shot, I think is pretty, I respect it.
Yeah.
And maybe they could just figure it the F out over there, because they're getting another chance after basically being dormant since COVID. Like,
yeah. Well, now that it's a great opportunity for them to step up.
Yeah.
And I think, what I've seen, right, and which has made me happy and why I have a 52 card order that is shipped out to them, right? Is I'm looking at cards and I'm like, I really think PSA is going to give this a 9, but I really think this could be a 9.5
Right. Yeah.
at Beckett. And when other people start thinking to themselves, hey, there's value, there's more value in a 9.5, with, the subgrades right on the card, right? Versus a 9 with nothing on it. So,
especially on like for what because I haven't been meaning to do this, dude, but like just like the Kobe and Jordan stuff, like the high end is going crazy, and it just as everyone's looking over there, I like, oh wow, look at all these crazy sales. I've just caught my eye on all this beautiful low end Kobe and Jordan that was plentifully printed and has quite a premium on nines even. Like you're talking like cards I would like modern cards I would buy that I would try to get like 40-50 bucks in a 10 for. It's the same thing that I'm doing with the 9. And then the upside of the 10s on these cards can be $200 to $600.
yeah.
And
and SGC was that company for a little while.
Yeah.
Right. And it was fastest to market because SGC got your cards back in 5 to 10 days.
Yep.
Right. So as soon as it came out, send them in, come back. 9, 5, 10, doesn't matter. I'm just glad to have it back. And now I can start selling them before anybody else is selling them. So SGC really had a big rise in their grading until PSA acquired them. Right. And then
I think they saw it as it was taking away X amount of business that they were just like, let's do this, and from a business angle, it makes sense.
Yeah. But you're right. When we go circle all the way back to the beginning, you're right. Like even for me, thinking about moving forward, I'm not going to be sending 30, 40, 50 cards into PSA, and I know it's only a couple dollars, and you're like, oh, it's not so much that, it's where I see the value of those 9s have been. Those PSA 9s have been so low, even, and I refer back, I've done it over a number of episodes, but I refer back to the Don Russ,
I got smoked in some of that recently.
Weighted rookie coming back 10s, and they're less than $20 each. It's like, okay, so now there's a lot of cards that, I'm not even going to send for grading now. They'll just go into a box and discount box, and it'll be, a couple bucks or a buck a card, whatever it is, because I'll make more money that way selling the card for $3 than trying to grade it and then lose money after I spent all this, another $22 plus shipping and insurance to grade it. And if the value is going to be less than $20 or in the 20s, I might as well just sold it for a few bucks.
Absolutely. And, I like, again, I just think the people who are going to be, because with all that being said too, and maybe looking at Beckett, the first point was that people who can assess the cards are going to thrive. And
you mean look them over, like people who take your cards and look them over?
Who can have a high gem rate? Sure. Like I love my cousin. He's been instrumental in helping me with the whatnot. I did the wonderful thing. I was like, hey, he's like, dude, I have some Pokemon cards. I want, if you could look at them. And I was like, sure. He brings me a freaking shoebox of Pokemon cards to look at for him that he's said, yeah, if these can get a 9 or better, send them. I was like, awesome. So I had him set up a PC account. I was like, I'm going to do this for you and put it all in, and then good luck. Cause I was like, I'm not putting it into my account. I don't want more tracked income on my account. So,
so you're waiting on grades?
Can I have like, I think I have like
40. No, his Pokemon.
Oh no, there's a stack right over here. I haven't got to look at them yet because I just sent out 60 cards yesterday on my own that I had, and it's just like, I got a question, really. This is going to take a little turn different. When you buy cards, like, do you slow down to the point to that you're looking like single by single, like, hey, am I going to grade this card, and that's going to determine if I'm going to buy it or not?
Well, as I'm buying the card, I know pretty much by 80 to 90% knowing what I'm going to do with the card when I look at it. I'll look at each card. If I'm buying, I know you buy collections. If I'm buying a collection, I'm not going to go look through every single card. I'm going to, and maybe I will, but I won't be looking like if I'm grading them. But I made a purchase last week at a card shop, and I probably bought, 13 or 15 cards from them. But as I pulled it out, I'm like, yes, this looks like I could grade. This looks like I could grade. Probably not gradable, but I know this card from what they're selling it for is so undervalued. I could just take it and flip it over here and make money on it. So I'll just take it and do it. I may get and get home and look under the thing and say, oh, it could. But some of those cards, people already looked at and said they're not gradable. That's why they're in this box, or that's why they're there, or that's why they're being sold at a discount just to get rid of them. So
yeah, and the reason I asked is because I've just felt like I almost feel like that can be used against you. So like you're buying a card, especially you as a dealer at a show, you're buying a card. It's like, people ask if you're interested, you take it out, examine it, then you're interested.
Then they want more.
Yeah.
They want more money for it.
Yeah.
You have to. I've learned hard lessons on that, where I pull the card out, and I looked at it with the magnifying glass, and I'll be like, yeah, I'll know, like, oh no, I want over, because either. And sometimes the kids are like, oh, you want to keep it? Is it gradable? I'll be like, I don't know. Oh, you looked at it, must be gradable. I'm just going to keep it. I don't want to sell it.
I'll never forget this. I'm not going to put them on blast. It was the Fenway Card Show. It's the Erling Haaland courtside, like when he first went to Man City. Kid came up to me. He was like, "Hey, I figured you might be interested in this. We had known each other, done some deals. So I take it out and look at it, because this is when I was doing that, like hardcore. You probably remember me doing this when I was. Yeah.
I remember that show you're talking about. Yeah.
Came up to me, took it out, and I looked at it, and I was like, "What do you want on it?" And he named the last comp. I was like, "Sure." He's like, "Actually," and then after I looked at it, and then he graded it and got a 10. Yeah, like that stuff irks me.
Yeah. And you can't say yes, even when you're selling something at a show right now, right? I got cards in my case, and people will come up, and I'm making up a price. I got $200 price on it. In my mind, I want to get $175 or $180 for the card, and somebody will come up and they'll be like, "Will you take $175 for it?" Yeah. Well, will you take $160? Well, no. We just said $175. Oh, no. It's a $160.
It wasn't an offer. It was a question.
Yeah.
It's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, no matter what they say, even if I wanted that price, I have to come up higher and then hope that they don't walk away. It's like,
and honestly, like I just feel like slightly jaded the longer I've been in this hobby with stuff like that. That like I feel like I'd low-key be a liability to just go off on someone at a card show if I was set up as a dealer, because
it's got to be fun for you. I'm telling you, and I know people will be like, you have to enjoy yourself. You need to go out there and enjoy the interaction, enjoy the conversation. All these things I'm saying, are just part of being at a show. And if you're going to set up and you're going to be a dealer at a show, these are all the things you need to, just know that they're coming. And I'm not going to say be happy about every single thing, but just understand it, find it funny, find humor in it, and keep moving forward. Right? If you're serious, if you're like I'm strict and harsh and firm, it's not.
No, it's not a matter.
People are going to be like,
it's not a matter of seriousness. I see that as like clear lack of respect. Like it's not seriousness. It's just like you're gonna come up, like what you just said would drive me through the wall.
Yeah, but you're talking about 14-year-old kids, 15-year-old kids.
See, because I when I was setting up, I remember adults. I remember adults doing that. so
yeah, some of them do.
Yeah, it's not all 14-year-old kids. So don't just say that, because the kids, they're kids.
I set up a lot next to Rich Zwittlebug Cards, and I set up a lot next to each other. We have a good time. I mean, we find humor in a lot of stuff that we're doing.
Rich gives good pushback. I'll say that. Rich will give good pushback. So, it's not all hunky dory. He'll give good pushback. Yeah, absolutely. I've heard it, and I respect it.
Yeah.
I just, I think if I'm gonna spend my day in a room with all these people peddling around cash, you say something, make it happen. Don't say, would you? I'll just, what are we doing here? It just drives me nuts. Oh my gosh. Shout out to you though. Shout out to Ken, setting up, dealing with these people every weekend.
I worked at a prison, right? Everything I've done in my life, I've made fun. I made it fun for myself, right? And if I can't make it fun for myself, if I can't look forward to it and really enjoy doing what I'm doing, then I find something else because
I respect a good negotiation. In fact, it's invigorating. It's great. A good negotiation is great, but the price fishing or the talk you down make me want to pull my hair out.
Yeah, well, there's good negotiation, and then there's Scott negotiation.
Shout out Scott.
I haven't seen him around in a while. I wonder how he's doing. But you know what I mean. You got the guys that come in. Let's make a deal. That this number, that number. We're meeting in the middle, and we get a deal done.
I love when it's this number, that number, and all. It's like it just comes down to 5 times 5, and then it's like we're this is 5, this is 5 equals 6, not 25. It's like, where did that happen? And you know what I mean. It's like all your values are aligned, and then it comes and this is my offer. It's like, what are we talking about? Yeah. Ugh.
As Rich would say, what are we doing here?
Love that. Yeah, exactly. I should show up one day and be you ever see the Key and Peele, it was Obama and Luther, the anger translator? Do you remember that bit?
No.
Oh, it was Jordan Peele was Obama, and then Michael Key was his anger translator because of how the bit was that Obama was very reserved and calm and cool and collected, and Luther, Key's character, would just be saying all the wild off the cuff stuff that he would be saying. I should just come and be your anger translator for his show.
You'd get me thrown out.
Oh no, I wouldn't be that bad. You just got to give it back. Rich does, shout out Rich again. He does a great job of giving it back, to how it's brought to him. I do respect that.
Yeah.
What do we got here? What are we chatting about? We have
we're getting down to the end. We're at 53 minutes.
So finish up with the college women's basketball a little bit. I know you talked about UConn. I screenshotted a few players when I quickly looked through the rankings that I thought would be interesting. So
yeah, bring them up.
Tell me a little bit. What?
Bring them up. Pop them up.
So here's a question. How tall is Kate Koval that was on Notre Dame and is now on LSU?
How tall is who?
Kate Koval. She's on Notre Dame. She transferred to LSU. How tall is she?
Is this a trivia question?
It's just it was news to me when I looked it up. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I know she was a late transfer.
No, don't look it up.
And it's funny you should say that because I was looking.
I see your glasses with your phone. Just how tall do you think she is? How tall do you think she is?
6'4".
She's 6'5". She's tall. I didn't realize that. And interesting.
Yeah. Well, look at Lauren Betts, 6'7" kid. As I was looking up her and her sister, because her sister is she stayed to play with her sister at UCLA.
Yep.
So she's 6'7", her sister's 6'4". And Kiki Rice, who I've been talking about all along, is on that team, who's a senior, will definitely go to the draft next year.
And here's what I'll ask you and what I asked before the show.
Yep.
If those markets haven't really had any life, would they now?
You mean the player markets?
Yeah, like Kiki Rice has been a hot prospect for a minute. Like that name has been said, but like I don't see her cards doing numbers. Like
Yeah, because her cards aren't out there. All you have is the McDonald's and the 2022 Bowman.
I mean that was a pretty big set.
Yeah, but it's 2025.
I'm saying they haven't picked up in the last 3 years. Are they going to now?
Look what Juju's cars did. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Kiki.
I'm asking
I'm
you.
still
I really
telling
don't
you.
know.
I really think she's going to come alive. I mean, I think she's come alive. She's been playing fantastic, but overshadowed by a lot of other people. I really think that she could be a very high draft pick. I think Lauren Betts will probably be one of your top.
Yeah,
maybe one, as long as she stays healthy and plays as she's been playing. But I think Kiki Rice could be up there too.
And UCLA was preseason ranked 3rd, right?
Correct.
So I did mention Koval. LSU, were they 5?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I know Texas was 4. So like with Koval, I just find it interesting because a Notre Dame transfer. That's interesting because they have hell of a program. And they just lost Cintron, and didn't they? They lost more than just Sonia, right? Or no?
Yes. Who was the other star there?
That's why I thought they lost like more than one. And so to transfer out of there after being like Kate Koval had some decent accolades too. Let me pull it up really quick for you.
Yeah.
There we go. Full bio here. She was all ACC freshman. She won a national.
Oh yeah, Hannah Hidalgo's over there. That's the other one. Olivia Miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Hannah. That's what I was thinking.
She played 32 games, started 10, averaged 5 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 block. But like you're buried at a place like Notre Dame. So I just getting a transfer to another big school is always interesting, and especially like shooting up the rankings like that for the transfers. Also pretty interesting.
Well, I mean, Pete, a lot of these players are looking now. I mean, before the transfer portal wasn't that as crazy as it is now. I mean, because if you're in March Madness and you're playing well, I mean, the rest of the country is watching you now. I mean, if you're playing on a team, Michaela Blake's. I'm surprised she didn't transfer. I'm surprised she stayed where she was.
Well, I've been on her since it all. And the thing with her is, I think, and I could be wrong, I think she is talented enough to with the NIL how it is, she becomes a transfer to Vanderbilt to play with Michaela Blake's. That's what I think.
Either that she becomes an Iowa and quarterbacks the team all the way through on her back.
But like let's just mention this again with how like me and you talk about her. People are not, right? Like, let's be real. People are not. She split like freshman player of the year awards with Sarah Strong. Like one was the Tamika Catchings award, and I think that's what she won. And then Sarah Strong won another one. Okay. In her freshman year, she broke Juju's single game scoring record and then broke her own record again, like 2 weeks later. So the accolades are there. She's at Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Does she transfer? Maybe. Do people come play with her? Maybe. I don't know.
You can't transfer to a school that's loaded with other players if you're a big time player, because you just get lost, right? So when we see Kaylee Heckle transfer to UConn and Kate Cavell, I mean they're transferring into a program where their talents are going to be showcased.
Yeah,
but they're not going in there to be the top dog.
Sure,
right? Those schools already have their top dog. So yes, you could be right at the beginning where people will come to Vanderbilt to play around her, right? Or, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because I really think that team is now is like 25th or 26th
I think they were 20. Let me look. I thought they were like, I mean, they're down there.
Yeah, but I think that team could really,
They're
put it
19.
together.
They're 19. They're in the top 20, but still, that's low. That's low.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good point. Something I kind of didn't think about fully as I'm picking out these players is that to be hobby relevant versus career beneficial in their career are different things. Like, you have to, like, Michaela Blake's being at Vanderbilt may be a good thing, because if she brings them to an Elite Eight or something crazy, yeah, that's gonna be a name people know, and especially the way she plays. She's a shooter.
You look at last year when Juju went down, tore ACL, and everybody knew she was going to miss this next year. I mean, I know she just announced it a couple of weeks ago, but all the people who transferred out of USC, right? Because they weren't the top dogs. Juju was the top dog. She was the supporting cast. They were the supporting cast for her, right? Now they move to other schools where they're supporting cast talent. They have another big dog they can support.
And you know who was projected in their starting lineup now? Is Kennedy Smith is the projected small forward. She's the projected 3, which that's an interesting name too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like almost like you have that backloaded talent there at USC, and it's these opportunities. And what's great about this is like pretty much all the players are cheap enough to take flyers on some of their like top level stuff too. Like what did you picked Silas Swords Bowman Best out of 5? How much was that card? How much did you pick? Did you buy that card for?
$100.
Try picking up a top Bowman baseball prospect out of 5, because Silas like top 5 in the product for women.
Yeah, and Michigan.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, so you're able to take those flyers on people like that. It's great. But Texas at 4. Jordan Lee, she's projected in the starting lineup, and then you have Justice Carlton or Carlson? Carlton. I always forget. Justice Carlton. She was off the bench last year. It still had her projected to come off the bench, but it also said she had a 30-point game against Butler.
Yep.
And like she had 19 against South Carolina. In the whatever that was, Final Four, Elite Eight, I don't know. It was deep. So it just seems like there's a lot of people to pay attention to. And then you have the top 100 coming in, and is Jazzy Davidson. The second was Betts, right?
Her sister, yeah. Sienna.
And then third was Aliyah Chavez, who I thought was the one coming into it, and then I was surprised. And Chavez is on Oklahoma.
Well, she was the one last year. She was the number 1 recruit. Now they're talking about the number. Now they're talking about the schools that they play for. Like now they're ranking these. Those are the freshmen they're ranking this year. So that's why she wasn't number 1, because I think the other girl they feel is
they thought she was ranked higher. I forget where she was even at.
Wasn't that? I think she's pound for pound. She's not a better player. It's just I think the situation she's in, she's going to either get more time or just play better.
I mean, Chavez is starting.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see what's going to happen with that, because I do remember both names, but I really thought it was clear. Either way, they'll both be the chases. They'll both be chases.
Yeah.
Probably Betts too, but I know nothing really about her.
Then you got a whole bunch of girls over at South Carolina, which are ranked number 2. Which is another team to watch too.
Yeah,
they got a lot of transfers this year.
Joyce Edwards is real sneaky. Like I feel like it's such a in your face, like undervalued, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know why her stuff doesn't sell for what she's put out there. It's really weird how that happens. Like
the forwards are the ones that get all the glory, right? I mean, guard, not so much the guards.
Well, people love guard. Like Kobe and Jordan were guards, but like Caitlin Clark's a guard. Paige Beckers is a guard. Just Sarah Strong was a forward, and she can shoot. She can do everything.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
because one of the players coming out of there, Raven Johnson, out of South Carolina too.
she's a senior now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I just bought a pretty big card of hers for next to nothing. It was an inscription auto.
Thank you. That was this is the last thing I'm curious your take. So we talk about all these transfers. I think I have a Kate Koval red sapphire at a 5. And
First Bowman, that's it. I don't care what team you got her on. Is that your question?
It's like, well, no. The inscription auto says "Go Fighting Irish." How's that going to go over for LSU? Like when you go to sell a card like that, does that damage it?
Yeah. Well, is it the first year?
It's the first, yeah. But it's like
yeah.
you're inscribing something for the school. It's I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, I know. And some of them, like, go Trojans. Or
yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like for heckle, right?
Anchor down.
Is that Vandy? Anchor down?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You don't know at the end of the day. So let me ask you a question. If Caitlin Clark played, she played for Vanderbilt her freshman year and then transferred, and she had these inscription anchor down. I mean, do you think people are going to be like, "Oh, I'm not going to buy that crap" because she's playing for Iowa?
It's not that it's like would they not buy that, but it's like, so for an example, if it was like, because some of them are like this, if the inscription was Women's Player of the Year or Freshman or National or Gatorade Player of the Year for whatever state they're in, that's kind of cool of an inscription. But like, you're an Iowa collector, like, this is all hypothetical. Right, Clark was at Vandy for a year. She transferred to Iowa and blew up at Iowa. Right, that's the hypothetical.
Yeah.
Would an Iowa fan want to buy? It would still sell, but like, would it hurt the price?
Yeah.
I really don't know. I think it could.
Let me know how you do with that one.
I have no.
You gotta wait for her to blow up first.
Well, this is also what I'm going to start doing with all sorts of Bowman. I think I'm going to start once it gets back from grading. I think I'm just going to vault it and wait on it and just leave it out there so I forget about it. Because if it's in hand, I'll just sell it because I can't stop moving. So, I'm going to start doing that. And I started buying some Bowman baseball, and I'm going to start doing that a bit more. The Red Sox being good have really got me back into enjoying baseball as a whole again. I've been listening to like deep dive prospect podcasts. I might join. I'm debating on joining a paid Discord for like prospecting talk. I'm really kind of getting into it, and
that's what we should do. We should do a paid Discord for NCAA women's basketball talk.
We'll make Michael Sports Card the Hobby a moderator.
Yeah.
Shout out, Michael. Love your weekly reports in the fantasy group chat. I love them.
Yeah. It's very funny, humorous. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, kid.
All right, ran over a little bit, but we're talking about the most important thing in the hobby, which is women's college basketball. So now that we've done that, we can wrap it up.
Now we can go. Now it's a night. So what do you think? I think we're due for a live. We should go live next week.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday. So when we finish,
is this not live?
This is not live.
I thought this was live the whole time. I swear to God.
Did you not see any comments?
I had the comments. I was like, wow, no one's watching this week. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. You got to keep this in. Keep this in at that. I literally have been like, wow. As I was saying the Aaron Judge stuff, I was like looking to the comments like, oh, where are they? Like waiting for them to pile in on me and nothing. That's so good.
Yeah.
No, that's so good. Well, here you go.
Sherry's sitting here. Sherry thought it was live too.
Okay, cool. It wasn't just me, Ken. You're just
I guess I'm just holding out on all.
Playing a joke on everyone. Jeez.
Yeah. We got 0 comments for an hour and whatever. Somebody would have come in.
That's the tough. Well, we didn't say we were going live. I was like, okay, I guess no. We'll see how it goes. All right. Well,
you were just trying to hang on. Maybe if we stay a little longer, somebody will make a comment.
Well, I saw no comments, so I figured we could go in about women's college basketball, and no one would care because if no one was here watching. But I guess that makes sense. All right. Well,
Now-
safe travels back to the States. I hope you make it through customs.
Yeah, I should. Those cards.
You
may,
should.
Those cards may jam me up.
Well, you know what? You have to declare the value or something on them.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
The Canadian Post is on strike or something.
Yeah, I know. We were with my aunt, and she'd been staying at my cousin's, and Sherry and I brought her home after like a week, and we're like, "Oh, you want to get your mail?" And she goes, "No, we don't get mail anymore. They've been on strike for months, and they just don't get mail. They just don't get mail anymore. They don't even bother checking the box."
That seems problematic.
Yeah, I guess it is.
No mail days, huh?
No mail days. Could you imagine? How are you
Do
going
they have DHL? Do they have like private?
I mean, they've got to get deliveries, so makes me think that I really don't want to. I don't know if I want to buy cards out of Canada, or I want to know they have a game plan to get them to me.
You know what that means, though? Whenever there's like that expo, people are going to be jonesing to sell some cards for good deals because they've had no way to sell them. They've just been sitting on these cards. Like, these would be deals to be had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, geez.
and got to pay tariffs. You don't want to send them to PSA to sell them.
You're gonna smuggle in your cards, not claim them. You hear that, guys?
Hey,
Get $100.
Hey, I've been out of the country long enough. I think I get to bring a good amount of stuff value back in.
I don't know if it works that way, Ken, but good luck.
It does. All right, kid. So good episode, and I'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Oh, wait. What not tomorrow, Wednesday, 6 p.m. See you there.
All right, and we'll be
10,
live.
15.
We'll be live next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. See ya.
All right, see ya.